Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Archangel VX and this is going to be my review for Rise of the Ronin. Before I get into like the review and stuff, I am working on a Let's Play for this game. I just don't know when I'm going to start uploading the videos. As of right now, I still got Mass Effect 3 videos loading. They're uploading. I want to say the last episode is going to be uploaded in June. So yeah, it's going to take a while before I actually finish up the episode. Literally, like every other day I'm uploading a Mass Effect 3 video, and they're all scheduled to upload, or at least most of them. I'm still trying to finish editing them and uploading them to YouTube and scheduling them. And then like 2 or 3 weeks from now is Stellar Blade, and I'm going to be on vacation. So I'll be doing Let's Play for that, doing a review for it. So I'm going to have a lot of videos uploading within the next few months. So I'm going to try and figure out where I want to start uploading these videos, but it may be kind of sporadic. Like I might start uploading some, take a break, have other videos upload, and then continue it. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out like scheduling. Other than that, enough ranting about all that. Let's just get right into the review. So Rise of the Ronin takes place during the Bakumatsu, which is actually a part of the Edo period. This time period in Japan, we see a civil war breaking out between pro-shogunate forces and anti-shogunate forces. So you will be meeting a wide range of different political figures between both sides. The reason why this civil war started is because the shogunate wants to open Japan up to the west, while the anti-shogunate wishes to keep Japan closed, basically, and wants to drive out the western opposition and the pro-shogunate through force. The player takes control of a nameless Ronin who is a part of the Veiled Edge, who were children that were saved by a lady named the Blade Master, who saved them from ninjas who were working for the pro-shogunate. They were trained from a very young age, and this is where the game takes place. We are able to create our own character, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But the game opens up with us infiltrating a black ship to assassinate a Western Commodore named Matthew Perry, and to steal a secret message from him. And as the Blade Twins, as they're called, try to assassinate Matthew Perry, a mysterious figure known as the Blue Demon interrupts them. And this is where the player is able to choose, okay, who do I want to play as throughout the rest of the game? Do I play as the female Blade Twin or the male Blade Twin? Now, during the character creation, you can obviously change the gender of the characters. So you are able to basically, at this moment, choose who do you want to play as. And then from there, you will follow whichever Blade Twin you happen to choose. Right at the start of the game, it offers you a character creation. You can customize both Veiled Edge characters. You can make both of them guys, you can make both of them girls. And you can go really into depth with like their hair, facial hair, makeup, body, voice. So from my 2 playthroughs, I obviously played as the female. The first playthrough, I gave her like a cotton candy hair, like blue and like a reddish color. And then for this playthrough, I gave her more of like a blonde and like bluish color. So there is a lot of unique customization choices that you can do, but at least for my playthroughs, I just kind of kept it simple. The gameplay in Rise of the Ronin is a ton of fun. You have a bunch of different weapon types. You obviously got unarmed, you've got katanas, dual swords, pole arms, great swords, and a few other different weapons here and there. The stances offer a ton of variety. So each weapon has different stances. This will change how the character fights, and each stance can give you an edge in battle, or it can give you a disadvantage. Blue is effective, white gives you no real effect, and then red gives you a disadvantage. So obviously, as you're playing the game, you want to change up your different weapons and change up your different styles. The parry ability in this game is called Counter Spark. You can use it as like a regular attack, but as the enemies are attacking you, you can hit the triangle button, which is the Counter Spark, and as they continue attacking you and you keep parrying them, that'll deplete their ki, allowing you to be able to do a very powerful attack on them. You also get like different miscellaneous items, like you get arrows that have poison, fire. You've got what are called whetstones, which will douse your weapon in either a fire, poison, or a stun. I think one of my favorite parts of the game is just looking at how the character holds their weapon and I guess poses their body with the different stances. It's definitely really cool just to see how each of their different attacks change depending on their weapons and which stance you are using. Each of the different locations that you go to have places called LongHouses. Here you can store any gear or equipment. The various people and friends that you meet throughout the story will come and visit these LongHouses. Here you can talk to them or bond with them. Also at the LongHouses, you unlock the ability to replay missions. This mechanic is called Testament of the Soul, and basically you can use it as a fast travel to the different locations that you visit throughout the main story. And with this, it will actually take you back in time. So certain characters that may have died in the game, you can actually go back and revisit certain time periods where they're alive and talk to them, increase your bond with them, or do side quests that you might have missed because they had died. And with the Testament of the Soul, you can actually replay missions and do different choices throughout these missions just to see what you might have missed. And this game offers a ton of loot. As you can see, I've got about 1,400 different items. This is all the different weapons you can get. You can even get sub-weapons like your guns and all the different pieces of armor that you can wear. So as you basically go through the game, you've got so many different options to choose from between clothes and weapons. It is ridiculous. The bond system, basically as you're talking to the characters and you select different options, it'll increase their bond or their favor, and you can also give them gifts to increase their bonds.
How lovely.
So as you increase your bond with certain characters, certain stances will get leveled up more as you bond with them. You'll also get certain points for the stats like dexterity, charisma, strength, or intellect, and then you might just get different items that you can use throughout your journey. Throughout the open world, you find what's called public orders. Basically, it's little towns or villages that are taken over by various thugs. And as you can see, each location will show you how many enemies there are in total. And then there's also formidable foes, which are the stronger enemies. So as you clear out these areas, especially if there are little towns throughout the world, the public will be able to come back to them, allowing you additional places for shops so you can purchase weapons or craft materials. And throughout your journey, you can also find cats in various locations. And from here too, you can also see me flying down from grabbing this one cat as I make my way down to a fugitive, which could also be found at public orders. And as I defeat him, you find shrines which give you new skill points. So Rise of the Ronin has 3 distinct difficulties and then 1 hidden difficulty after you beat the game. Dawn, Dusk, and Twilight. Dawn being the more easier mode. Dusk being like a middle, and then Twilight, which is the harder difficulty that you can do at the start of the game. And then after you beat the game once, it opens up Midnight difficulty, which is supposed to be even harder than Twilight. I will say even on Dawn difficulty, I didn't find it too difficult, but it does still offer a bit of a challenge. Like obviously when you fight bosses or certain enemies, if you're not careful, they can definitely kill you. You still take a lot of damage from from enemies, but I would say, as somebody that doesn't really play Souls-like games, or is not a really big fan of them, I should say, that the Dawn difficulty adds a pretty good balance for players that aren't really good with the Souls-like genre. So in terms of things that I can say bad about this game, I really don't. Like, I genuinely don't really have anything bad to say in regards to this game. The one thing I will say is that the marketing for this game didn't really do it as justice as it should. Like, if you go back and watch any of the official trailers or like the gameplay overview, like, it doesn't really show, I mean, it shows a decent amount of like gameplay, but for instance, the main character, you see maybe like 1 or 2 outfits in these trailers or gameplay overviews, and then maybe like a different like mustache or like facial hair option. But then in like the actual game, like you've seen in my review, you get like a ton of like different outfits, and there's all these different facial hair options that they don't show during the marketing of this game. Like, you have to actually wait until you play the actual game, or when the game actually released and people were doing all these playthroughs of the game, and then when they gave special access before this game released to different YouTubers and reviewers, but they didn't allow them to use any of their own footage. They had to give them like B-roll footage, which was kind of odd to me. But then like the reviewers and the people that got to play the game got to show like screenshots. Hey, look, here's my character. Here's what the character creator looks like a little glimpse of it. But it was just, I don't know, the marketing, like I think like the story and I think like the atmosphere that they were wanting for this game, they showed that pretty well. At least gave us a good glimpse of it. But if you compare it to Stellar Blade, the marketing has been on fire for that game. I mean, obviously, they gave us the demo, and then in all the different trailers, and even the gameplay overview that they showed. So they did 2 different gameplay overviews on the one state of play, one for Stellar Blade, and then one for Rise of the Ronin. The Stellar Blade one was like 6 minutes, and they showed like God knows how many different outfits and like hair options. While the Rise of the Ronin one, I actually have it up now, I just don't have like a window capture. I see maybe 1 or 2 different outfits, and then maybe 1 or 2 different weapons. Every now and then you'll see like a different weapon, but just between like Stellar Blade, what they've shown. Now, they've shown a lot of outfits for Stellar Blade, which is leading me and others to believe that there's going to be like a ton more. I don't know why they didn't really show more for Rise of the Ronin. Like, they could have done a mission and been like, all right, here's how the missions work, and just did like a full like little playthrough, maybe cut out the important parts of like the story. But other than that, I mean, that's like really the only bad thing that I can say about the game. Even the graphics that people were complaining about, the graphics don't look that bad at all. Like, I think the game actually looks good, and the art style of the game looks good. I know people have their preferences for like the graphics and stuff, but I think the game actually does look really good. Now, mind you, does it look like a PS5 game? Like, if you compare it to, say, Stellar Blade again, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, those 2 games look better than Rise of the Ronin, but Rise of the Ronin still does look good. And I don't think people should hold the graphics as like a negative towards the game. Like, I've seen people say that maybe the game, like graphics wise, would look better on like the PS4, like if that was a PS4 standalone or like a exclusive, which I could definitely see. But other than that, I mean, besides like I think the marketing, I think this game is like amazing. And in terms of like a rating, I'm still debating on whether I want to do like a scoring, like a 1 through 10, but I think this game's really good, and I think people should definitely check it out. Like I said, just from playing the game, like myself, And if you watch other people's like Let's Plays, I think the game, you'll see more of the game than what you would see from like the actual marketing. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this game. It's been a ton of fun. I'm on my second playthrough, so I think I want to say I've got maybe like 30 or 40 hours so far into the game. And by the end of the Let's Play that I'm doing for YouTube, I'll probably be at like 60 plus hours. But yeah, in terms of all that I've said, I think this game is really good. And I would say, compared to like all the other games that are coming out, I hope it gets the recognition that it deserves. I'd say it's definitely maybe underrated in a sense compared to like all the other games that have come out or are coming out. But if you do have a PlayStation, PS5, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I'm sure at some point they'll probably port it to PC. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, other than that, thank you so much for joining me, guys. This has been my Rise of the Ronin review. I plan on doing Stellar Blade next because that's coming out in a few weeks. So, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me. My name's Archangel VX, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.